Hello, 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 brothers and sisters out there. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Your brother Tony is in the house. Thank you so much for being here. Got another good show for you all tonight. I hope that you all had a good day, because your brother Tony had a good day. And not only that, your brother Tony got a good topic this evening for you. I hope that you stay tuned. How you doing, Sister Monica? I see your joint Hancock down there. How you doing, Mother? I see your joint Hancock down there. Come on in, brother. Come on in, sister. Don't sit in the back. Come close to the front. We got plenty of seats so you can get some of this good content. It's very, very important. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And this should be, this is another installment of She Got to Have It. Yes, she got to have it. How you doing, my little sister, Rhonda Renee Toomer? We got a guest that's supposed to be popping in pretty soon, so we can get to this particular topic. This particular show where She Got to Have It, this is a show from a woman's standpoint, what a woman wants us men to know about how you feel and think, so we could try to come together and have some type of resolution when it comes to problems within the relationship. I'm waiting right now for the sister to soon come in. Hopefully she come in sometime soon. And I hope that you will enjoy the show. We got a few more seconds. And while we're having a few more seconds, I'm going to allow some more people to come in so we can jump right into this content. It's going to be good. Stay tuned, my brother. Stay tuned, my sister. How you doing? How you doing, brothers and sisters? How you doing out there? How you doing? If this is your first time looking at this broadcast, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Tony M. Toomer, and I talk about relationships. I talk about relationships pertaining to that of a man and a woman that should be serious, that should move to the commitment, and after the commitment, that man and woman should think about being in a covenant relationship. And I talk about relationship from God's point of view. God had, in the beginning, God had a unique relationship with the man Adam. Secondly, he had a unique relationship with the woman Eve. He represented Eve to Adam, and in that particular time, Adam said, in the presence of God, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, I should call a woman because she came from man. How you doing, Sister Flo Hardmore? I see you popping in. And that's the type of relationship I believe in, my brother and sister. Strong, I believe in the relationship strictly or that between a man and woman from God's perspective. Now, if you are in any other type of relationship, you have what is called free will. You could do whatever you choose to do, but if you look at this particular broadcast, I really specialize in a relationship or that between a man and a woman. And with that said, my brother and sister, we're about to get into this show shortly. I'm looking for my guests to pop in sometime soon. Brennan Bailey, I hope that you got the invite so you could come in, sister. If you should have that invite so you could come in if you're looking, or if you, how you doing, Sister Gibbs? How you doing? How you doing? Come on in. Sister Brennan, you should have that invite so you could come on in, come on in, come on in. Let me tell you something, my brother and sister. The topic for tonight is basically, if I can't be number one. That's the topic, if I can't be number one. Okay, Brenda, I sent the invite, sister. I sent the invite. I sent the invite to you. If you didn't, I don't know what happened, but what you can do, Brenda, you can hold on, hold on. Okay, I'm back, my brothers and sisters. I'm back. I'm trying to get in contact. Brother, if you're watching this broadcast, I see that you tried to get in contact with me through messaging. You could try to send an invite so we could bring you in. so these good people could hear what you got to say. Reaching you through Messenger, Brother. If you're looking at this show, send an invite. Look at the bottom of your screen and hit invite so we can bring you in. Brother, not on messaging. Brother, come to my Facebook page. How you doing, Sister Sherry E. Smith? Brother, if you're looking at me, don't contact me through messaging. We're not going through the messenger. We're coming through the Facebook page. Do not go to the messenger. We're going to the Facebook page. Come to the Facebook page. How you doing, Sister Val? Come to the Facebook page, brother. And once you come to the Facebook page, brother, go ahead and hit invite so I can pull you in, okay? Hit invite, come on in. But anyway, my brother and sister, we're going to talk about the name of the show is She Got to Have It. And when I said she got to have it, we're talking about from a woman's standpoint. A woman should be able to verbally tell a man what she needs and want in a relationship, because we cannot read minds. So the guest that I'm trying to get in tonight, I guess she having technical difficulty trying to get in, but I'm waiting. So Brenda, if you hear me, try to come in. I'm going to see, can I bring you in myself if you're having problems, okay? My brother and sister, just wait. Let me see, can I bring this sister in? Okay, Brenda, I sent you an invite. If you're in a bad location, I don't know what to say, but I just sent you an invite, Brenda. So see, can you come in? I don't know what I don't think this is your first time on the live, so see, can you come in? But anyway, my brothers and sisters, tonight's show is if I can't be number one, what does that mean to you, brother? What does that mean to you, sister, when it comes to a relationship? My brother and sister, when it comes to a relationship, a man, brother said, trying to get there. No, it's not. Okay. Listen carefully, brother. Listen carefully, sister. There's an invite feature. All you have to do is try to be invited into the show, okay? If you try to be invited into the show, I will pull you in. Just send me an invite. That's what you do. Send me an invite. If you're looking at me live, send me an invite. And when you send me an invite, I will pull you or draft you in. Can you send me an invite, Brenda? Let me know. Can you send me an invite? You should look at the bottom of the screen. And when you look at the bottom of the screen, you can request to come in. But anyway, my brother and sister, when it comes to if I can't be number one, what does that mean to a man and what does that mean to a woman? When it comes to a relationship, if a man and a woman should be serious and commit to each other, that means that man and woman is looking for top priority in a relationship. To be fair, my brother and sister, when it comes to a relationship between a man and a woman, from a spiritual standpoint, the first person in the relationship between a man and a woman should be God himself. Now, if a man and a woman is not married, listen to what I'm saying. If a man and, how you doing, Sister Maria? If a man and a woman is not married, the priorities are different. But when a man and woman move towards being in a covenant relationship, so that's the ultimate goal in a relationship. The ultimate goal is for a man and a woman to inspire and try to do it God's way, because God is the best way. So when it comes to a relationship between a man and a woman, in a sense, that man and woman cannot be number one to his or her relationship. That man and woman has to put God first in a relationship. Now, when you look at it from a secular position after God, that man and woman should be first in one another's life. That primarily if that man and woman is married. If that man and woman is not married, brother, that woman that you like, if you have a daughter, your daughter come before that lady that you go with. Then your mama, and then your sister and stuff like that. The only time this woman get to walk across the stage and be first in your life is when you say I do to her. And likewise, sister, if you have any children or whatever, those children come before that man if you're not married to him. Then your parents and then your sibling, all of them come before the man. But let me be clear, my brothers and sisters, when it comes to the relationship between a man and a woman, the only time that man and woman come top after God is if they're married. Nothing before that. Now, the topic, I'm trying to, brother, how you doing, Brother Henry? Now, my brothers and sisters, listen to me carefully. When it comes to a woman, sister, let me tell you this. A man's supposed to be the head and leader of the relationship. The man's supposed to basically initiate the relationship. If the man's supposed to initiate the relationship, that means, sister, that you do not go looking or trying to pursue a man. A man is not to run or chase you. God is the one who's doing basically all the lead work when he brings a man and a woman together. So, sister, this is very, very important. And listen to what I'm about to say. Brother, you are supposed to be the leader and the head of the relationship, okay? You're supposed to be the leader and the head of the relationship. So, brother, if you're supposed to be the leader and head in the relationship, brother say, join my room to the video chat, Brennan, Brennan, what you have to do, listen carefully, sister. If you're looking at me live right now, we're not doing the show through messaging. Okay, we're not doing it through messaging. We're on Facebook. So since we're on Facebook, you have to send an invite to me on Facebook. We're not doing it through messaging. Doing on Facebook. Okay? So look at my page. Once you pull up my page, Brennan, send an invite. And once you send the invite, I will gladly bring you in, but we're not doing it through messaging. We're not doing it through messaging. Okay? Brennan, are you out there right now? Are you looking at this live? Cause I see your chat thing by messaging. We're not there. We're on Facebook, okay? I see it right here. Don't come out your messaging and come to Facebook. But anyway, my brother, sister, sister, I need for you to know this. The man is supposed to be the head and leader of the relationship. Therefore, when it comes to a man's sister, you have to understand where you're going to be in a relationship, okay? You got to clearly understand where you're at in a relationship. Now, what does it mean by being number one? When we go to the dictionary, number one is defined as the first or highest in an order or series, ranking above all others and before anything else. That's what being number one. So, sisters, I know that you crave to be number one in the relationship. You should be number one, quote unquote, in the relationship only after God. Now, there's 4 categories that I'm going to cover, okay? There are 4 categories that I'm going to cover. And you, sister, you need to listen up. This is very beneficial to you when it comes to where you rank at as far as that man's life goes. Sister, when you get serious and when you commit to a man, you need to know where you at on that man priority list. When you look in God's word clearly say God is the head of Christ. Christ is the head of man, and man is the head of brother. I cannot answer the messaging. We're not on messaging, sister. We're not on messaging, okay? I see where you call. I can't answer the messaging. I can't do that. Come to Facebook. We're not doing it on Messenger. But anyway, my brothers and sisters, sister, you need to know where you rank at when it comes to when a man says he's serious and when he wants to commit to you, okay? You got to understand it. Let's go over some categories where you should be first at, okay? Now, if this man has the Lord in his life, this man knows where he should rank you at in his life. And you're going to get a taste of where you'll be at if you decide to say I do to the man, okay? So, brothers, since you the head and leader of the relationship, and this is not no beat down on any of you brother, you got to know where to put this woman at when you saying you want her to be in your life, when you want her to be one flesh with you. There are some category, brother, that I'm going to have to knock down. Whoever or whatever you got before you say I do to this woman, you got to show this woman where she's going to be at before you say I do. She has to have a glimpse in where she's going to be at before you say I do. Now, brother, when you are serious with this woman, when you verbally commit to this woman and say something to the effect like, I desire for you to be my wife, not my girlfriend, not to live with me, not for me to move in. I desire for you to be my wife. I have a purpose, like Brennan said, I don't have what you are saying should be on my screen. Okay. Listen, Brennan. On on Facebook, you looking at me right now because I see you're looking at me right now. Okay, you say you're going to another browser. When you're on the page, brother, on Facebook, look at the bottom, and there's a feature where you could hit that you want to be a part of the broadcast. Once you touch that button, I'm going to see it on my screen that you want to be a part of the show. Once I see that you want to be a part of the show, I'm going to press it so you could come in. I think that you're having technical difficulty because you said I'm going to another browser. So just come to my page again. Hit, send me an invite, and I will bring you in. Okay, I will bring you in. But anyway, my brothers, oh, there you go. Hopefully, I can get you in now. Okay, brother. I thought that was brother, or that was somebody else. We're gonna see. Hmm. Anyway, brothers, if you have these people or things in front of a woman and you can't release them, you're not ready to be a husband. You're not ready to be the head of the relationship. Okay. You're not ready to be the head of the relationship, neither are you ready to be a good father to the if you have an offspring. Now listen carefully, brother. These are some things that you're gonna have to put to the side if you desire to have that woman in your life. Number one, the number one thing you brothers gonna have to put before, where after the woman, is only God. Brother, only God come before anything in your life. Once you understand who you are, why you're here, and where you're going, only God come first on your priority list. After God, listen carefully, brother. I'm going to go down these 4 things that does not come after God in between you and this woman if she marry you. Number 1, some of you brothers, I know you could love your mother, okay? You could love your mother. Nothing wrong with you loving your mother. Tupac had a song out a while back when he was alive, and Tupac made the statement, "There's not a woman that'll lie that can take my mama's place." And the name of the song was Dear Mama. Okay, let me address that. Me personally, I love my mother, okay? I love my mother. And you brother, majority of you brother, you love your mother. But let me tell you something, brother. If you had a relationship with your mother and you got this invisible umbilical cord to your mother and you can't somewhat get that umbilical cord cut, you're not ready for a wife. Because let me tell you something, brother. When you about to tell that woman, I do, that woman position in your life, it supersedes your relationship with your mother. Because you see, when you marry a woman, brother, she become bone in your bone, flesh in your flesh. Your mother is not bone in your bone or flesh in your flesh. Okay? When you decide to say I do to that woman, and if you were doing everything for your mom and stuff like that, you can love your mom and stuff, but you got to understand it, brother. Your woman, which is your wife, she's got to come before your mama. So if you're not willing to cut that invisible umbilical cord to your mother, you got a problem. Brother, if you're about to get married to that woman and there's a conflict between that woman and your mother, you cannot sit on your hands and let them resolve it. If your mama clashing with that woman that you want to get married to, or she clashing with your mother, you're going to have to step in and resolve it. You can't let them work it out. Because if they having a clash, that means that's an emotional clash. Brother, if you get into an emotional clash with any woman, you're going to lose. So, brother, what you have to do, you're going to have to approach this thing logical. You're going to have a sidebar talk with your mother. You're going to have a sidebar talk with this woman that you're about to say I do. And you're going to have to bring both of them together and talk. You're going to have to explain to your mother, and you're going to have to explain to this woman how it's going to be with you. You understand? You got to explain to both of them, especially if they bump ahead. Some of you mothers out there, I know you love your sons. I know you love your son. But guess what, mama? He's going to always be your son. He's going to always be your son. Yes, he came out of your womb. He will always be your son. But when your son marry a woman, that woman becomes before you, mothers. That's right, mother. That man, your son, his wife is coming before you. If this man is a man of God, that doesn't mean, brothers, that you ignore the needs of your mom. If your mother have a need, you have to meet your mother's need, because that's your mother. She will be your mother. However, if you decide to marry a woman, that your wife need come before your mother's need. Now, if your mother really needs something, you should have a wife that don't mind you meeting your mother's need, okay? You don't shun your mother, you don't ignore your mother, okay? But it comes down to priority. Mothers, you're going to have to get to the point where you see your son, he's not a little boy anymore. You supposed to encourage your son, some of your mother, you supposed to encourage your son to say, son, I'm here for you, but you got a wife, or you're about to get a wife. You need to understand, son, that God comes first in your life. And I love you, son, but you're going to have to focus more on your wife than me. I'm going to always be your mother. That's what some of you mothers need to tell your son. Some of you need to bring your son up that way. And let me tell you something. Some of you mothers, you may have a son going to the you may have a son or something going to the NBA or something like that, right? Let me tell you this. How you doing, brother? Now, if you got a son that's going to the NBA football or whatever, and you on camera cheesing for him, you got to understand, mom, if your son marries a woman, he may get you a house, but his wife get the big house. You understand? His wife get the big house. You get a house, but you don't get the big house. If your son is following God, some of you mothers, I know it's going to be tough. You got to step back and let your son and his wife take it. Hopefully, brothers, you get a woman that could work with your mother, and mother, you work with his wife. Whatever you dislike about that woman, mother, find something to like about her. Okay? Find something that you like about her. Sister, if it's something that you dislike about that man, mom, find something that you like about her. Because, brother, when you had that conversation with your mother, if it was one of those situations where your mother and that woman is clashing, you're going to have this conversation separately, then you bring them together. And this is a hypothetical situation. Brother, after you talk to your mother separately, after you talk to that woman separately, and you about to say I do, you bring them both together. It's you, brother, and it's your mama, and it's this lady. If nobody else around, don't bring no more family members, no friend, no nothing. It's God, it's your mama, and that woman. Brother, you should say something like this. Mama, I'm going to marry this woman. I know that you don't like her, but I love her. I got to live with her. If it go up and down, that's my decision. I'm listening to you, mother, but I'm a man. And I decide that this is the woman that I'm going to marry. Mama, I want you to try to work with her. I'm not telling you, I can't tell you how to feel about her, but you got to work with this woman because she is going to be a part of the family, mom. She's going to be a part of the family. So you got one or two choices, mother. You're going to either accept it or reject it. I hope that you accept it. But if you reject the woman that I choose for my life, I'm sorry, mom. She could do some things for me that you can't do for me, mom. You brought me up good, mom. But this woman, God handpicked this woman to be a part of my life. So let me tell you something deep, mama. If God brought this woman for me to walk with, you're going to have a problem with God if you can't get along with who God picked for me. God picked this woman for me. You think I'm the one who picked her, right? But no, God handpicked this woman. So if you got a problem with God handpicking my woman, God is going to have a problem with you. I'm going to give you all a situation. Moses in the Bible. Moses married a woman. She was not an Israelite. Okay, she was not an Israelite. That's right, bro. Nate, so many men choose the mother of their wife. Let me tell you, Moses was marrying this woman. She was a dark complexion woman. She was not an Israelite. Okay, listen to me carefully. Moses' brother, Aaron, and his sister Miriam had a problem with Moses' wife. Listen to me carefully. And this for your family members too, brother. You know what happened? God got pissed off at the situation. You know why he got pissed off? Because God was okay with Moses marrying that woman. God was okay with it. So if God was okay with it, everybody needed to accept it. But no, Moses' sister and brother had a problem with it. So guess what God did? God told Moses, I want you, I want Aaron, and I want Miriam to meet me in front of the tent. So they came in front. So it was Moses, it was Aaron, and Miriam. The glory of the Lord appeared in front of that tent. Just imagine this. The Lord told Miriam and Aaron to step forward. He didn't tell Moses to step forward. Now the Lord is about to deal with someone that he approved his servant Moses to marry. Miriam and Aaron stepped up. Okay, they stepped up. Got to understand, Aaron was a priest. So what did God do? He had a little conversation with Aaron and Miriam together while Moses was standing there. After the Lord said what he had to say to Miriam and Aaron, he departed from them. And while he was departing from them, brother, I cannot answer the message, and sister, I cannot do the message. You're going to have to come on through faith. You got to come on through Facebook. I can't do it with the messenger. But anyway, when the Lord was departing, something happened to Miriam's skin. She had leprosy. God punished her right then. You understand? God punished Miriam. The children of Israel could not move forward until Miriam had to stay outside the camp for some days. So what am I saying? Okay, Brennan, okay, you said you don't have the link. If you're looking at the page, sister, if you're looking at the page, if you look down at the bottom, you're going to see some icons at the bottom. Press the one at the bottom that so you could get an invite. If you press it at the bottom, I will be able to bring you in. But you are doing great. Still looking for that link. I got emojis and no more. Okay, at the bottom, Brennan, you're looking at the bottom, and you're gonna see some little icons at the bottom. You're gonna press the one to invite yourself to the show. Once you hit it, sister, I will bring you in. You don't have the invite. You sure at the bottom, sister? Okay. Okay. Where we got to talk about it, we're gonna have to talk about it, but it's at the bottom, sister. At the bottom is you got those little icon down there, so you can hear the inbox. Okay. But anyway, what am I saying? That's an example, mother. If you have a problem with this man that God put in his life, you're going to have a problem with God. So mothers, you need to understand, you got to be very careful, especially if your son is following the Lord. You got to be very particular because the Lord will get pissed off at you if you try to interfere with the woman that he handpicked for your son. Y'all understand that, sisters? Mother, you better feel that. You sister that about to marry the man. You sister that about to marry the man. You sister have to respect that man's mother. You got to respect her. Whether you can't get in your feelings, sister, those of you that are about to get married to the man. You can't get into your feelings when it comes to that man's mom. That man love his mom. That's who raised that guy. So you got to have respect for his mother. And I want to tell you, my brother, my sisters, you mothers and you soon to be wives, you need to pray to God that he moves your heart and give you understanding heart so you all could work together, because you got this one man. And the best bet is for that man to put his wife before you, mom. That's just it. The next thing, some of you brothers need to understand. Some of you brothers need to understand, if you're going to get married to a woman, not only do you put your mother aside, you have to decide what you're going to do about your career and your job. Guess what, brother? Your wife comes before your career, and your wife comes before your job. Do you understand it, my brother? If you decide to get married and you following God, not only your mama, but your job and your career come after your wife. Those of you brothers that like to work all these extra hours, a lot of you brothers, you trying to work, and you don't spend time with your woman. Brother, you got to have a balanced life. What do I mean by that? You have to have a life whereas you have time for God, you have time for your wife, and you have time for your offspring if you have children. Brother, don't live all your life working from sun up to sundown. Come on, brothers. Don't work that long. Now, I'm not telling you don't work. You got to work. But when I'm telling you, brother, you got to understand, you can't be like, that's right, you can't be a workaholic. I used to be a workaholic a long time ago. For many years, my brother and sister, I used to have to be, I had 2 jobs. I had to be at the first one at 6:30 in the morning. When I got home, at that particular time for years, it was 10 o'clock. Neither one of the jobs was strenuous. It was just time consuming. And I'm going to tell you this. One of the jobs that I had, I used to have to work every Saturday, right? So this one particular day, I seen some parents bring in their, my mama said she loved her 2 sister-in-law. I know Cinderella, she'll see it tomorrow, mom. And I know Keisha, she might be looking, I don't know. But anyway, I had this one position, and I worked it every other Saturday, right? So I was looking at, as a matter of fact, it was Parks and Rec many, many years ago. I was a coordinator at Parks and Rec. So I was watching these parents, they would bring their children to play softball, right? So I had a epiphany. I was looking at that, and the people that would get out the car with their families, and they were smiling and everything. And I said, I want to be like the happy people. So at that particular time, I started thinking, my brother, am I working to live, or am I living to work? Am I working to live, or am I living to work? So I came to the point where I said, look, I got to restructure how I work, because I have to have time for myself. And that's what some of you brothers got to understand. Let me tell you something too, brother. Live within your means. When you have a wife, live within your means. Don't try to keep up with the Joneses, brothers. Don't try to do that. Even if your wife want to move to the north side of town, but before she moved to the north side of town, brother, make sure that you can afford the north side of town. What do I mean by that? Don't count all on your wife's income, because she might say, I want to move to the north side of town. I want to move in that big house. Brother, you have to pray to God for it. Don't work those extra hours, brother, just to move to the north side of town. Because if you are able to serve God, if you have time for your wife and your children, do not get yourself in a situation where you working an extra job or you working extra hours to make up for this house you want to do. Because let me tell you what's going to happen. There's some of you, brother, you believe in this phrase, happy wife, happy life. That's a bunch of bull. Let me tell you why I don't say that. If you decide to move to the north side of town, brother, to please your wife, listen to what I'm saying. You're trying to please your wife. You move to the north side of town, and you know you can't afford it. Yes, the house look good. You move into the house, your wife happy at the time. Listen to what I'm saying. She very happy. She happy to be in the big house. She's going to bring her family to the house. She's going to bring her friends. She's going to show it on social media. She's going to do all that stuff, right? But you got to work an extra job or more hours, which means that you're going to be depleting your time from God, and you're going to be depleting your time from her, and then you got children. And let me tell you what's going to happen. One day, when your wife she's gonna wake up one day and she's gonna say, and don't be surprised, brother, because I have heard it before. Your wife gonna tell you, you don't spend enough time with me. You don't spend enough time with me. I need more time. Why you work all these hours? You see, and I'm not talking about all cases, but in majority of cases, she gonna want more time with you. Because you know what she's gonna do? She's gonna reminisce when you and her used to have time together. But now she doesn't understand that big house note you got to pay. You just screwed yourself. And what's gonna happen? And this is what I have seen happen in many cases, brother. You trying to please your wife because you didn't got out of your budget. You trying to please her, right? And this is what I have seen happen many times. A lot of times, those women that you try to please, they end up talking to other men, right? They end up talking to other men, and when they end up talking to other men, that's when these affairs start or adultery start. And you know what she's gonna do to you when you find out that she's seeing another man? You want me to tell you what your wife gonna say to you? She's gonna say, you didn't spend enough time with me. And you're gonna be saying, I was working all these hours for you. So use some wisdom, brother. If you can't afford that house on the north side of town and you can't work within reasonable hours and you don't have to work extra hours and get another job, use wisdom. You got to make a hard decision, brother. You got to make a hard decision. And that hard decision is, are you going to get broke financially in your heart? Or are you going to let her be pissed off for a little while, but you living within your means? Always live within your means. And what I'm telling you, brother, you go to God first before you go get that big house in the north side of town. If God give you more income or whatever at that present place where you at in your career, your business or whatever, and then if you feel a sense of peace when you make that decision, go ahead and do it because you went to God first. But if you feel any discomfort and you're going to feel a little squeeze, and if you get in a financial position where you got to borrow from Peter to pay Paul, don't do it. Ain't no such thing. I'm listening to you, brother. Don't get into the thing, happy wife, happy life. The first thing is supposed to be happy God, then happy wife. Not happy wife, happy God. It's happy God, happy life. Because remember, you got to do what God wants you to do, and then you please your wife, because God gonna cause everything to work out. So what I'm saying, your mama come after God and your wife, your career and your job come after wife. And here's another thing some of you brothers need to understand, what these sisters need. Brother, you cannot hang out with your boys all the time. If you got buddies that you like to hang out with, those buddies, you can be with them every now and then. Every night, and there's nothing wrong with you kicking it with your friend, brother. But brother, you cannot hang out with your friends all the time. You're gonna have to make a tough decision. Yeah, those your boys. And let me tell you what some of your boys gonna be saying, brother, especially some of those that are not in a serious, committed, and covenant relationship. Let me tell you what some of them are gonna say. This is what they're gonna say. They're gonna say, you hen pet, you vagina full. You know what I'm talking about? That's what some of your boys gonna be saying. You vagina full. But you know they're gonna use another terminology than vagina. You know what I mean? Okay, you said Brilla can't find the invite button. I don't understand that because I'm gonna try this one more time. Well, tell me that, Brilla, did you see my invite when I tried to send it to you? If you're looking at Facebook, Brilla, it's the icon is at the bottom. It's at the bottom. That's where you have to go. You have to go at the bottom. That's where it's at. You'll see little icons down at the bottom of this show. While I'm talking, where you can look where you could make comments, Brenda. You may have to swipe to the side if you're on the phone. You're gonna see a section down there. It's down there right by where you make comments at. It's down in that area where you make comments at. You should see the little icon. Brothers, back to your buddies. Brothers, you can't hang with your buddies all the time. You're gonna let them call you names. Your boys can't do everything that your woman can do. If you have a good woman, brother, guess what? Hopefully you don't go to jail. If you go to jail, brother, for anything, guess who's gonna be putting money on your books? Your boy's not gonna do it. Your boys are not gonna do it, brothers. They're not gonna do it. Guess what, brother? If you get sick, who's gonna clean your butt? Are your boys gonna come to your house and clean your butt, or is your wife gonna do it? Hopefully your wife clean your butt if you can't clean your own butt. But who's gonna clean your butt? Your boys not gonna do it. Lose your job. Lose your income. Are your boys gonna help pay your bills? No, they're not. Is your woman gonna help? She'll probably help quicker than your boys. So you got to understand. How you doing, Brother Mo? You got to understand, your boys, let them be boys. Because let me tell you something too, brother. When you have a good woman, you got to be selected on what type of brothers you hang around with. Brother, if you are serious and committed to a woman, and if you with some guys that like to do extra things, what I mean by extra things, if you around some guys that like to spread their oats around. If you hang around guys that married and they like to see other women, if you like to hang around guys that do all that kind of stuff, you don't need to be with no negative influence, brother. Don't hang around no men, brother, that going through problem with their woman. Don't do it. If you got a good relationship with your woman, your wife, brother, don't hang around guys that like to do questionable things, because their influence gonna rub on you. You may be the stronger person in the relationship, brother, but if you hang around these men that like to run behind a whole bunch of women, you might think you're strong, but you're gonna eventually cave in and you're gonna find yourself doing it. Because they're gonna even be telling you stuff like, look at all these women, man. Your wife won't know. Your wife won't know what you're doing. It's just between us. And let me tell you this, brother, when you hanging with your boys, let me tell you this, if you're a good man and you got an attractive wife, and then she might not have you that attractive, but if you especially got an attractive wife, let me tell you what your boys will do. Your boys are watching you. When you start talking to another woman and your boys know about it, guess what your boys gonna do? One of your boys, or maybe a couple of them, if they see that your wife attracted, they're gonna lose respect for you. And once they lose respect for you, this is what they're gonna do. Some of your boys may tell your wife what you're doing. Why are they telling you? They're gonna tell your wife for one or two reasons. The first reason, they may tell her because they know that you got a good woman. They may tell your wife that, hey, your husband, that's my friend, but I'm trying to spare you from being hurt. He's seeing somebody else. But that's very limited of those type of guys. Now let me tell you another thing about most guys. If you have an attractive wife, brother, and your friends know that you're seeing somebody else and you're trying to be sneaky, you're in the sneaker club, one of your boys may approach your woman for an advancement. And you know what I'm talking about. Because they figure if you out there doing something, they can approach your wife. Do you not understand that? That's right, Brother Mosley. They will approach your wife because they see you doing it. That's how it goes, brother. So you got to watch out for your buddy. All you guys that like to go on these guy trips, there's nothing wrong with going on guy trips. There's nothing wrong with it. But let me tell you this. Brother, if you were not going on guy trip before you met your wife and you had a relationship with your wife, why all of a sudden you want to start going on guy trips? And that goes for some of you sisters too. Why is it when you were not going on girl trips, but now when you married and stuff, now you want to start going on girl trips? Let me tell you something, my brother and sister. If you're going on trips, brother, you need to be going on a trip with your wife. Sister, you need to be going on a trip with your husband and the family. That's who you need to be going on a trip with. But I question a man that started going on guy trips after he married and he ain't been doing it. I question a woman when she gonna start going on women trip and she ain't been going. Moving right along. If I can't be number one, and this is a sticky part, some of you sisters, and this is basically for you sisters called the men or the head and leader of the relationship. Sister, listen carefully. When it comes to a relationship, this applies to you too, brother, but I'm mainly telling these sisters. Sister, if there is another woman that come into the picture and you find out about it, you have to confront that man about this other woman. Don't pretend that you don't know about it. You got to confront it. When I say confront, I don't mean you go up there and you want to fight and stuff. No, you have a conversation with him. How you do this? You make sure if you got children, get those children to sit them. If you, wherever in your home, not your bedroom, but because you see your bedroom for two purposes. That's for to sleep and to do the monkey dance. But other than that, you turn off all electronics. If you got children, you do something with the children. And sister, you had that talk with your man. You let him know point blank, look, I know you seeing a woman. And if you want to, you call by name. Say, look, don't say I got a question to ask you. You just point blank say, you got to state the facts. If you all remember the story, the show called Dragnet, you all remember the story of Dragnet? There was two detectives. There was Bill and Friday. Whenever they started a case, Bill used to write everything. And what Joe Friday would used to do, when a person started talking, he'll say, only the facts, only the facts. So why am I saying that? This is what you do, sister. You talk to him and say, look, I know. You see, sister, when you talk to him about another woman, you don't say, I think or I feel. I don't think, I don't feel. You say, look, this is what I know. I know you're seeing this woman. I don't assume it. I don't feel it. Because, sister, don't go to no man because you feel like he's seeing another woman. You have to have facts. When you go to the man with facts, say, look, I know you're seeing this woman. Now, and listen to what he got to say. If he want to say something, listen to everything he have to say. Don't interrupt. Once he said everything he got to say, you said the fact remains is that you seeing another woman. And since you seeing another woman, you got a decision that you got to make. You want to be the head and leader of this relationship. Okay. Play your role in this relationship. This is what you telling, sister. It's going to be between that woman and me. Make your decision. Make your decision. You the man. Is it going to be that woman or is it going to be me? Because I'm not going to be number two in the relationship. I didn't play number two when it came to your mama. I didn't play number two when it came to your business or your job. I didn't play number two when it came to your friend. And I definitely ain't finna be number two to another woman. So the only person or thing that's gonna be in front of me, John, is God. There's not gonna be no other person. There's not gonna be no other thing before me but God. I would settle to be number two after God. The only person that's going to be number one in your life, John, is God. And I'm number two. I'm not going to be number three. I'm not going to be number 4, 5, or nothing. If I'm not number two after God, I don't want no part of it. That's what you sisters have to say. And on the flip side, some of you brothers, you got to get to the point too. Because some of your wives, they do certain things. They do certain things. Some of your, and this is a sticky part. Some of your wives, brother, they put the children before you. You're going to have to screen her out, brother, because when you look at God's word, God come first, brother, and you come second, not your children. Not your children, brother. You come before your children. The only person, the thing that come before you, brother, is God. If your woman have anybody else in front of you, she don't understand God's ways. Now, let's have a little sense. If it's a little baby and stuff like that, we know she got to tend to the baby. And you got, excuse me, and you got to help with the baby. You got to be sensible. Okay, you got to be sensible. But sister, don't marry no man. I'm talking to some of you sisters now that you dating a man and you want to get married. If you got children and you desire to get married to a man, listen carefully. If your children, your grandchildren, your mama, your daddy, anybody, your job, your career, your education, if any of those people thing gonna come before you, brother, you don't want to get involved with this sister. Because you're going to get a glimpse, brother, where you're going to be in a relationship before you say I do to that woman. Because if a woman is serious about you, if a woman wants to be committed about you, you're going to get a projection based on her decision before you get married. You will see where you're going to be at. Because when a man and a woman get ready to get married, you're going to see the transition before you get married. It's not going to be when you get married. Now we're going to do it. Yeah, you're right, Brother Moses. So, brothers, let me tell you this. If that woman, listen to me carefully, she got children, especially big teenage children. Let me tell you something, brother. When you dating a woman and she got children, it's understandable that she got to do things with her children, okay? It's understandable. But if this woman decides to accept your ring, like Beyonce put a ring on it, if this woman decides to marry you, you have to see how she make decisions when it comes to you, her children, you, her education, you, her house, and all that kind of stuff. You got to see where you at in that equation. Because if you're going to be third, fourth, and fifth, do not marry her. And I have told you this before, my brothers and sisters. Some of you have heard it. Sister Flo have heard it. Sister Sherry have heard it. Some more of you have heard it. Listen to your brother. Let me give you a situation. Many years ago, and y'all have heard it before, bear with me. Many years ago, there was this young damsel that she wanted us to get married. I considered getting married to her, right? So this is what I said. I said, hello? What's up? Nothing much. Tony, do you want to get married? Yeah, I want to get married. I'm thinking about it. Well, when you want to get married? Well, I've been contemplating on it. We've been seeing each other for, close to a year. And it appears like you'll be a pretty decent woman for my life. Oh, yeah, so when we going to get married? This is what I want you to do. I'm going to give you 2 hours. I want you to write on a sheet of paper as if we were married. Where will I be at in a relationship? I want you to put 5 things on that sheet of paper and let me know where I be at. Okay, Tony Toomer. Okay, I'm serious now. I want you to write the 5 most important things in your life if you and I'm going to get married. Okay, Tony Toomer. Okay, I'm out. I'll call you back. I gave her 2 hours and 30 minutes. I threw in 30 minutes extra, right? I called her back. Hello? Yeah, I'm here. Did you finish? I didn't, did you finish writing that information on the paper? Yes, Tony Toomer. I have finished it. Okay, I want you to read from the paper the 5 most important things in your life if we were getting married. Okay. Go ahead, shoot. Okay. The first thing on the paper that I wrote are my children. The second thing that I wrote is my mama. The third thing that I wrote is my job. The fourth thing that I wrote is a house that you and I could get together. And number 5 is you. I said, what? Will you read that to me again? Yes, Tony Toomer. The first thing on the sheet are my children. The second thing is my mama. The third thing is my job. The fourth thing is my the house that you and I get together. And the fourth thing is you. That's the 5 most important things in my life if you and I get married, Tony Toomer. We can't roll like this. No, I can't marry you. Why? Because it was the reason why I told you to write the information on that paper. The reason why I told you, because I knew you're going to write the most important things in your mind on that paper. And by what you put on that paper, those were the 5 most important things in your life if we got married. Do you recall me saying, if we get married, where will I be? Yes, I remember that. And you are one of the top 5 on my sheet. I said, I'm the one of the top 5. That might be true, but I was not over that. I was not. I should have been in number 1 on the secular part after God. I could see if you had God in front of me. You didn't even list God on your program. You didn't even put God nowhere. You got me at last. Your priorities are wrong. Your priorities are wrong. So therefore I cannot marry you. All right? Okay, whatever you say, Tony Toomer. You always want to call the shots or whatever. Okay, bye. Peace. And that's how I was rolling. Why was I rolling like that? But the reason why I was rolling like that, because if I got married to that particular sister, I would have went into the relationship and I would have been 5th on the totem pole. Thank you, brother. I would have been 5th on the totem pole. I was not going to be 5th on no woman totem pole. If you all know anything about your brother Tony, and I have said it countless times, I never ran after one woman. There's not one woman that say I ran after. Not one. Not one. Even Cinderella, I did not run after Cinderella. She bet that's knocked out sleep. I did not run after her. I approached her, but I did not run after her. I would never, I can say this right now. That one thing, I know people say don't never say never. Even if Cinderella and I were not together, I would not run after one woman. And if I would have gotten in a relationship, what held me back from getting married prior to her? Because I have failed before by making the wrong decision when I got married before her. For those of you that don't know, I have been married before. Okay? But I did it my way. That's why it failed. I did it my way. When I did it God's way, it's better than my failure. You understand? I made the wrong move. And I had to live with the consequences of my wrong decision. But when I waited for God, when I was about to get in a relationship with a woman, let me tell you what I mean by a relationship. What I mean by a relationship is when you actually verbally tell that woman, we're in a relationship. When you verbally tell her, we in a relationship. Look, I'm serious about you. I want to commit to you. Don't let her assume. I'm gonna commit to you if you commit to me. And not only that, I'm gonna marry you. You know what? And then let me tell you this. So since women, let me tell you this too, brother, about rings. Let me tell you about rings. Brother, don't go broke. Get a ring. Get a nice ring, but don't go broke. Get no ring. Brother, don't go broke. Get no ring. Sister, don't get broke playing on a big wedding feast unless you can afford it. Some of you brothers, you get these very, very highly expensive rings and you put yourself in debt. If you can get the ring, brother, get the ring, but don't get a ring and you put yourself in a tight. That's foolishness. Sister, do not put $10,000 plus into a wedding for one day. Use that $10,000 for a house, a down payment. You're going to live in that house more than your wedding day. What I notice a lot of time when people put a whole bunch of money into a lot of rings, when a whole bunch of people put a lot of money into these big weddings, a lot of times they go down quick. Majority of the time, because it's about the show. Let me tell you something, brother. Let me tell you something. When you buy a woman a ring, buy her a ring with sincerity. When you buy that woman a ring, you go ahead and tell that woman when you're going to get married. You say, look, we're going to get married at this particular time. And are you down with it? Say, are you down with it? We're going to get married. Don't string along. Don't get her the ring called a shut up ring. There's some of you brothers, you get a woman a ring, a shut up ring. And you all know what I'm talking about. You give it to her because she been talking about how far we're going to go. You've been dating for 20 years. You've been living with her for 30. You dating for 20, but you living with her for 30. And that woman, she allowed you to use her. And sister, you allow him to use you. You giving him all the milk free. You were the cow. I'm not calling you a cow. I'm just talking a little bit. You gave him all the milk free. And now you want to get married to him. You've been wanting to get married. You've been seeing your friends get married. You've been seeing a woman that been in the street get married before you. And you wondering, I'm a good woman. Why? How can she, out in the street, out in the club, twerking, how can she get married before me? Because Leroy did not want to marry you. You allowed Leroy to take advantage of you. That's why. And then you want to get mad at Leroy because he gave you a shut-up ring, and y'all fuss, and within 2 weeks or whatever, he married another woman. And then you be thinking, he been seeing her all the time. Not necessarily. That don't mean he's been seeing this woman behind your back. It's just that when he's seen that woman, he said in his mind, this is what I want. And then you're going to get mad. You got mad because you put yourself in that situation. You understand? Now, overall, my brother and sister, overall, when it comes to a relationship, brothers and sisters, this for you collectively, do not put no one in front of the Lord. As it is written in Luke 14:26, Luke 14:26, Luke 14:26, Jesus is doing the talking. Jesus said, if anyone comes to me and does not hate his own father and his mother, wife, children, brother, and sister, yes, and even his own life, cannot be my disciple. You see that even Jesus want to be top in a relationship. You understand that? Jesus said himself, and Jesus was talking about priority. Your daddy better not come before me. Your mama better not come before me. Your children, your little darlings better not come before me. Your brother better not come before me. Your sister better not come before me. Even your own life, what you want to do with your life, it better not come before me. You cannot be my disciple. The same thing, brother. If you following God, brother, you going to understand where Christ was coming from. You're going to understand if she going to roll with me, only Jesus coming in front of me. Nobody else coming in front of me. And the same thing, sister, you're going to be thinking this too. Only God coming for me. Only God. And that's it. Only God. In any relationship, brother and sister, if you decide to get in a relationship, who is number one? God is number one. Let's do this carefully, my brother and sister. God is number one in the relationship. There's no ifs and buts about it. If you mess up, brother, and put a woman on a pedestal, sister, if you mess up and put a man on a pedestal, you in for what they call destruction. Don't ever put a man and a woman on a pedestal, because guess what? Jesus is the only person that will never leave you. He's the only one that will never leave you. He's the only one that will never forsake you. Some of you all have been in a relationship and you have heard this man or woman say, I will never leave you. And what happened? They left you many times. And some of them, they left you and didn't come back. Those same people, and you scratching your head and say, he or she said that they love me and they will never leave me. Brothers and sisters, I didn't even tell Cinderella that, because I know one day our relationship is going to come to an end. And like I said last night, I have to value the moment right now while I got it right now. Because I told you all this, you better be real. If you get married, my brother and sister, your marriage going to come to an end as you know it. What do I mean by that? I'm not talking about no divorce. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about life. Brother, you gonna die or she gonna die? Unless Jesus comes. One of y'all gonna die if Jesus tarries. One of you all gonna die before Jesus comes. Secondly, she might walk away out of a relationship. You may walk away. Yes, it's good right now, but you don't know what's going to happen down the road. Okay? Thirdly, Jesus come. Jesus come, he take you, and he leave him or her. Fourth, Jesus come, he take them, and he leave you. Fifth, the best situation, Jesus take both of you with him in glory. And you are not going to be married no more. If you read the Bible, you will not be married no more, brothers and sisters. So don't be thinking you brothers and sisters that married right now, you're going to be married up in heaven. You're not going to be married. Because the Lord said there's not going to be no marriages, and you won't be given to marriage. You're going to be just like angels of heaven. Brothers and sisters, if you are married now, if you both go with Jesus, if you meet Jesus in the air, your relationship going to change from how it is now. Whatever type of relationship it's going to supersede the relationship that you have right now. You might remember some of the good times that y'all had when you was on earth. But your relationship, when you be with the Lord, it's going to be much better than what it is now. Why did God create marriage? Because two reasons: to reproduce and to have dominion. That was the primary reason why God created Adam and Eve, but they messed it up. Why does God want a man? What did God use with a man and woman now that he put together? If God did not put the man and woman together, they got themselves together on their own. for their own personal reason. Majority of the relationship that you see right now, brothers and sisters, God that was not there. Majority, God was not in a relationship. The man or woman did it for their own, me, myself, and I, to look good or whatever, personal reason. It wasn't for God. It's just only a small remnants that got married because God. You see, God handpicked the man that followed him and going and understand the gift that he gave him. This man understand the purpose. This man that God handpicked, God put that man, he made that man ready. That man is not on his way coming up. That man is ready. When you look in the Bible, every man that followed God, those men were already ready. They were not trying to be on the come up. They were ready because they were following God and they had everything together. And what did God do for the woman? He had these women together. They were wife ready. So in God's time, he used life circumstance, the up and down with the man life, the up and down with the woman life. With all this stuff, God orchestrated for that man and woman to meet. So you don't meet by luck when it comes to God. It's not by luck. It's not by chance. It's by the providence of God. Yes, you was in a bad relationship a while back. Yes, somebody did you wrong. Yes, you shed some tears. But when God bring the right person in your life, brother and sister, you're going to look back at all those relationships that you had. You should use that as your learning. Those relationships that you went through and you had heartbreaks and tears, you look at those as learning. Yes, you messed up. I messed up. I messed up plenty of times. But you see, the thing about it, I did it my way. When I started doing the God way, that's another thing. So, brother and sister, do not be in an unequally yoked relationship. Be in a relationship where both of you follow God together. Are you going to see things the same way? No, you will not. You got a viewpoint. She got a viewpoint. But two people that have a bad life in the past can get together and they can live a good relationship. But brother and sister, when you have a relationship, you got to follow God. That's a prerequisite. You got to decide to let God into your life. Don't look at what the Jones is doing. Don't do that. Follow God, because brother, when God put you with this woman, and sister, when God called the man to find you, you are the only reflection, my brother and sister, that some men or women will ever see when it comes to a relationship between the Lord and the church. Because you all know right now, the relationship between Jesus and the church, Jesus is the groom. The church is the the bride. Remember what Jesus said, I'm going to prepare a place for you? That's what men do. Men have place to bring the woman to. Jesus said, I'm going to prepare a place for you. And then what Jesus said, then I'm going to come back for you. That's how a man should be thinking. I'm going to have this stuff together. Then I get the woman to be my bride, and she's going to be my wife. When Jesus comes and you meet him in the air, the church is not no bride no more. The church is the wife. Jesus become the husband. That's the reflection that the world needs to see. If you got a good relationship, my brother and sister, you might look good on the outside, but what really shines? It could be two unattractive people that together, but they look so beautiful together because God, Son, Jesus radiate from that relationship. So don't think because you see a handsome man and a beautiful woman, those the role models, okay? Those ain't the role model, because those people, a lot of times they be front in front of you, brothers and sisters. Don't get hung up on celebrities. Don't get hung up on these people that be fronting and stuff like that. They know how to look good in public. Don't be listening to these men and women on talk shows and stuff, especially a lot of these celebrities. Nothing wrong with celebrities, but don't buy too much into that stuff, because they got all the world stuff. Don't buy into that stuff, because if you listen to them, they tell you what they did to get together, but they don't say nothing about God. The only person that I really heard say something about God was Denzel Washington. He the only black man actor that I really respect. Because you know what he said? Denzel Washington said, I never seen a U-Haul behind a hearse. I have also heard Denzel Washington say, you know, it's all about God and it's all about family. He said all that stuff, that money stuff that he have, that's something, but it don't mean that much. So, brother, if you don't make that kind of Denzel Washington money and stuff like that, and you can't roll like him, be where you at in your own lane, brother. Do not, and be the man that God created you to be. Sister, be the woman that God created you to be. And when God put you together, brother and sister, you're going to fall sometime. If you're in a good relationship, my brother and sister, the world is watching you, and the world is looking for you to fail. When you fail, the world eating a popcorn and soda, they looking for you to fail. If you have a successful relationship, the world looking for you to fall. The world gonna bring things to your relationship that's gonna challenge your relationship, brother and sister. But you stand strong. Just know that, brother and sister, if you allow the Lord to be in your relationship, you're gonna go through some storms in life, but Jesus is the captain of the ship. Always remember that. Jesus is the captain of the ship. And Sister Brenda, I'm sorry that you had technical difficulties. I'm really, really sorry about it. But hey, maybe we can meet again at the crossroads. I love you, brothers. I love you, sister. You all have a good night. Peace out.